too big. The size of that one, too big. Another one, too big. Arms. Tried lots of different things. I started with photography. I'll do video production, I'll do editing, music. And I tried to write songs. And they were horrific. I had ideas, but I just didn't know how to get them out. Stephen he just had this natural ability, but to me, he could do anything. If we had like a Star Wars playset, he would always be able to add to it. Oh, I made this tree. How did you do that? Where did you get... I was always amazed. He just did something that I'll never have.
Hello, David. It's Stephen. How you doing? You there?
Can you imagine going through your life? Imagine you were really, really, really talented, right? You were so, so talented and you went through your entire life and no one ever saw it. That was him. That actually was Stephen. I knew if I made figures that it would work. I knew that the people in my age group, it would speak to them. It's like a time machine, it's like a time mechanism, it just takes them back. It's like hearing a piece of music, that it never ages. And if you're doing something new, but it looks like it was at that time, I think it just resonates hugely. People go, by the way, you're weird. You know, because I get that quite a lot. It's a bit weird, though. He'll be into that because he likes all that weird stuff. Okay. My favourite one is when they say things like, you away painting your wee men again? If I could just get them to understand I'm not sitting playing with them in the bath, you know? You know something, see the next time I'm going to say to them, I am actually. We're going to Edinburgh to try and rescue the princess.
Hello, David. How you doing? It's Stephen. Listen, I'm just going to my bed because I'm working at 3 o'clock in the morning. Just got to give you a wee phone. But I'll speak to you tomorrow. All right? Okay. Right, bye.
So, first figure, where did it start? Mm-hmm. Well, when we were kids, it was always, is that in Stephen and David's toy cupboard? Have you looked for it? It's in Stephen and David's toy cupboard, that kind of thing.
I got you now, Big Kenobi.
When the Star Wars figures came out, you know, we were amazed at these things.
It's Kenner's new Star Wars action figures, each sold separately.
We didn't have them.
Who's there?
Stephen had the natural flair for art, and he said, I know how we could make it. I know how we could make one. And I went, how's that? He went, well, we just make the figure. I thought that would be amazing. We had these figures and they were metal and they were crap, they were rubbish. But he took the bar of soap that we had in the bathroom and just put the figure into the soap and just, he kind of like patted it down like that. was 8, putting his wee finger all the way right round. So I'm sitting going, what's wrong with this guy? And I'm sure at the time he says, we need to put it into the fridge. I went, we don't need to put soap in a fridge. So we did that, and I think it was maybe a good few hours later, because my mum was hunting for the soap. Anybody seen that soap? He just took it home with that. And it was this perfect, I've never seen such a perfect impression anywhere. I don't know how he managed that, but he had PVA glue, which he had borrowed extensively from school. I just poured it in to the soap. A few hours later, we had this. It was just like a little ghost type character, but the face was perfect. And I went, oh. And he went, we could make our own. We could make them in the toy cupboard. He just knew how to do things. I just wish that he could have realised that that's what he had. Tea makes everything so much better. So does fried rice. So today we're going to be making a figure of my brother Stephen. This whole thing is because of this guy. So I suppose it is a wee sort of thank you, you know. I make a lot of special characters. So I don't want to have went through of making all these figures, which there's about 500 so far, and not have made him, who's the most important one out of all of them. Stephen always wore a hat and a bonnet and stuff like that. I wanted to try and capture the eyes, and he had this big crease here in his face, which you can see. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to make sure I had all these wee details, but it is exactly as hard as I thought it was going to be. Because I thought, I'm going to have to go into his brain, I'm going to have to go in and live with him for a wee while. And I've done that for the last couple of weeks, and it's been dead difficult. Like, really difficult. It's as difficult as I thought. We just always knew Stephen was going to kind of end, not so much the way he ended, but we knew it was going to be pretty spectacular, if you like. And all the way through, when I was a kid, I always thought the same thing. And I think he was aware of it as well. It was terrible. It was absolutely, it was awful. But there he is. Somebody asked me to make Hitler. Jimmy Savile was another one. Somebody says, could you make Jeffrey Dahmer? And I went, no. And then it was, what if I paid you this amount? No. What about this? And they kept increasing it. But you get lots of wild and wonderful requests. With this type of art, I mean, I struggle to call it art, but I suppose it is an art in a way, but...
Got a paintbrush in your hand.
I know. But it's because a lot of the time it's like second... It's kind of like second nature.
And how long does it take you to paint them normally?
It's quite quick. It's quite quick because I've got a really great device for, for drying them quicker. Mm-hmm. When he moved up to the north of Scotland, Stephen lost contact with me. But I could hear him. And he wasn't one for having a mobile phone telephone number all the time. And he phoned me a few times.
Hello, how you doing, David? Stephen, are you there?
I was having problems at the time and I wasn't where I should be. He phoned me a few times, left some messages which I didn't get.
Right, okay, right. Will you give me a wee phone back if you can? Right, thanks.
I was wanting to go and look for him. And I thought, I'm going to fly up there. And I was panicking about it. And literally, a couple of months later, he went missing. And I knew straight away, right away, that that was it. I couldn't feel him, I just couldn't feel anything. He had addiction to everything, anything. That was his fall, that was his downfall, his addiction. He was 38 when he died, and I've passed him. I've passed him, and it's dead difficult to come to terms with that, you know. God, it really feels like I'm laying at my rest. He died in February 2012. Look at that, man. That was incredible. I had my son on March 2012. That's him, and I remember him going like that, oh, we don't want his head squinty because I'm sure there you go. Exactly the same. That's amazing. Totally amazing to see that again. I wanted to make sure I was really in his life every day, regardless of the situation. I wanted him to know that I wanted to be with him. But that is what Stephen brought to me. And I went, that's how we do it, right? So he started tracing it round here, so you come in and do that. I started going walks. Rocco was in the pram, so we were going out for long periods of time walking. And within that time, just the past is just playing all the time, like an old video clip just constantly in your mind. And I bumped into one of his pals one day, and he was like, he did some really out there things, didn't he? And I went, I did this thing one time with soap and this action figure thing, and it was there. I just thought, whoa, I could make a figure of him. I could try and make a figure of him. I'll do that. That's how it started. It's a tribute. Everything that I'm doing, he thought of. But I never thought that I would become the guy who makes the figures for some celebrity people. That's no me. The magic of it is I fell into that. When it comes right down to it, I wanted one figure. If he was here now, he would think it was incredible.